NBC Palm Springs at 5. The Haro couple returning to court this morning. Details on today's hearing and the next scheduled court date.
Also this evening, a Palm Springs man charged with murder this evening, facing accusations of killing a man on the street. More on that in just a minute. NBC Palm Springs at 5 o'clock starts right now.
Now, this is NBC Palm Springs.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Olivia Sandusky.
And I'm Mark Mester. It's been nearly 2 weeks since the parents of 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro pleaded not guilty to his murder. And in Riverside today, attorneys from both sides, the prosecution and the defense, met for a felony settlement conference. That's tonight's top story. Jake and Rebecca Haro appearing in court this morning to continue legal proceedings on charges they killed Emmanuel and filed a false police report. A judge scheduled their next settlement conference for October 16th and set a preliminary hearing for October 28th. Just over a month ago, Emmanuel's mother reported being assaulted outside of a Big Five store in Yucaipa, and she says when she came to, her son was gone. But investigators soon noted inconsistencies in her story.
Both parents then stopped cooperating, and on August 22nd, they were arrested at their Cabazon home. Emmanuel's body is still missing, although prosecutors said weeks ago they believe they know where his remains may be. NBC Palm Springs has reached out to the district attorney's office and both Riverside and San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, but no new details have been released.
It's a story raising serious questions tonight about accountability on the bench. The same Riverside County judge who let a convicted child abuser avoid prison time is now back in court, even as that man faces new charges in the death of his baby son.
NBC Palm Springs' Mary Strong has been following the case very closely and has details.
A couple of weeks ago, we told you the judge who presided over Jake Haro's child abuse case back in 2023 had retired. That's Judge Dwight Moore, the one who gave Haro probation and set a prison time after he beat his 10-week-old daughter so badly in 2018 that she's now bedridden with cerebral palsy. Well, fast forward to last week, Judge Moore was back on the bench in Riverside County, filling in for another judge in Department 65. And that's raising a lot of eyebrows. The Riverside County District Attorney says 7-month-old Emmanuel Haro would still be alive today if Judge Moore had handed down the 6-year prison sentence Haro was originally on track to receive, instead of what many call a slap on the wrist, 180 days of probation. What makes this even more surprising is who brought Judge Moore back. He was called in under the leadership of presiding Judge Jacqueline Jackson, herself a former prosecutor who spent much of her career handling child abuse cases. So it begs the question, how does a retired judge end up back in a courtroom after a decision that prosecutors say cost a baby his life? When asked about the controversy back in August, Judge Moore told the Long Beach Post, quote, "I'm absolutely precluded from commenting publicly about the case. In 18 years, this is the first time I've been taken to task in this manner about a decision I've made." He admitted the pushback caught him by surprise. And now, as the Haro murder case moves forward, it's possible Judge Moore could be holding court in the very same building at the Riverside County Courthouse. For NBC Palm Springs, I'm Mary Strong. Back to you.
Our thanks to Mary for that report. In more local news this evening, a Palm Springs man is facing murder charges tonight, accused of gunning down a 64-year-old pedestrian. 48-year-old Titus Holland was arrested Friday after a shooting near Avenida Circa and Corazon Avenue. The victim was a Palm Springs man who was walking through the intersection when shots were fired, possibly from a moving vehicle. The man, who has not been identified at this time, collapsed in the street and died at the scene. Holland is also charged with possessing an illegal short-barreled rifle. He faces sentence enhancements for gun use and great bodily injury. He's being held at the Benoit Detention Center on $5 million bail. Investigators say the motive in this shooting remains unclear.
An active investigation is underway in Whitewater after human remains were discovered Monday night. According to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, the remains were found around 8:45 in the evening near Esperada Avenue and Salton View Road. The Sheriff's Department clarified these were adult human remains and not a child. Other details have not been released at this time.
September is National Preparedness Month. The city of Indio is introducing a citywide emergency alert system. They're encouraging the public to sign up for urgent public safety notifications. Those alerts cover weather, road closures, evacuations, and other emergencies. And this is at no cost. So to get alerts, sign up at www.indio.org/alert. Residents, businesses, and visitors can select receiving their notifications by text, phone call, or email, and you can do so in either English or Spanish.
Speaking of the weather, let's get a check on the forecast right now. Live pictures right now from our Agua Caliente casino camera from high above there in Rancho Mirage. You could see some blue skies with some cloud cover there off in the distance. For the latest on the forecast, we're going to send things over to meteorologist Jerry Steffen.
As you can see on our calendar, most of the days in this month have been below normal. And later this week, we'll add a few more below normal numbers as clouds and rain begin to move into the area. As far as rain, nothing happening today. That'll change a little bit late Wednesday, especially Thursday. But overnight lows tonight under mostly clear skies will be in the low to middle 80s. 75 degrees tonight at Cabazon, 79 at 29 Palms. Now tomorrow, we'll begin to see some of that moisture being pulled up into various parts of Southern California. Temps near normal tomorrow under partly cloudy skies, 100 to 104. Dew points come up to around 60 degrees in the middle of the afternoon with these highs. 99 degrees in Palm Springs, 101 at Indio, 102 at Cathedral City and La Quinta. Comfort Air 3-day forecast. Well, the rain chances go up. Matter of fact, the best shot of precipitation looks like it'll happen Thursday morning and afternoon. A few light showers Friday, then we clear out after that for the weekend. But the full forecast and a closer look at the precipitation coming up in just a few minutes. Give it here.
All right, we'll turn to more local news this evening. One community center has come together to celebrate Mexican Independence Day. It's an annual holiday in Mexico that honors their independence from the Spanish Empire. The celebration took place at the Senior Center in Coachella. Dozens gathering, dressed up in honor of the occasion. There was dancing, food, singing, all to honor the holiday.
We're very proud to be, of our race, being Mexican, and now being here in the United States. We carry both traditions here, Mexican and in the United States, because now our children also carry that same tradition that we are carrying.
The celebration takes place during Hispanic Heritage Month, which runs from September 15th through October 15th.
The Morongo Band of Mission Indians has donated $100,000 to support the Joshua Tree nonprofit Animal Action League. The initiative will provide low-cost spay and neuter clinics across the Coachella Valley and Banning to reduce pet overpopulation and improve pet health. Additionally, the tribe has sponsored 2 free spay and neuter clinics already at the Morongo Community Center. It's in partnership with Animal Action League. Morongo says the donation is part of the tribe's mission to strengthen the quality of life in communities across Riverside and San Bernardino counties.
Cal State San Bernardino's Palm Desert campus just received a $100,000 grant to expand its nursing program. The Houston Family Foundation awarded the grant. It was announced this morning. The grant will go toward the Nursing Street Medical Program, which provides medical attention to underserved areas around the Coachella Valley. Officials say the program will serve 700 people, make approximately 1,200 patient contacts, and launch 3 new clinics, effectively training 35 nursing students on the street. Since 2019, the program has partnered with local organizations to deliver free healthcare services at encampments, shelters, and other sites.
The Palm Desert Aquatic Center has shut down its lap pool because of ongoing problems with its filtration system. The closure comes after repeated issues with water clarity, especially during the summer, making it hard to meet health and safety standards. While the splash and recreation pools will remain open, the lap pool will stay closed until permanent repairs are made. The city and the family YMCA of the desert say a full pump room and filtration system replacement will begin in November of this year. The project will require the entire facility to close for about 2 months, with reopening expected in early of next year.
Coming up next on NBC Palm Springs, the Senate questions FBI Director Kash Patel over the agency's investigations, particularly after the Charlie Kirk assassination. This as the suspect in that shooting makes his first court appearance.
Also, politicians in Tennessee are at ends over President Trump's task force initiation in Memphis. We'll tell you about it coming up.
Committed to covering our community. You're watching NBC Palm Springs at 5.
22-year-old Tyler Robinson made his first court appearance virtually this afternoon in Utah. He faces multiple charges, including aggravated murder in the killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk last week. Prosecutors say they plan to seek the death penalty. The judge appointed an attorney to represent him and ordered Robinson to remain in custody without bail. His next court hearing is scheduled for September 29th.
Meanwhile, the FBI Director Kash Patel was questioned by Senate Judiciary Committee Democrats on Capitol Hill today about his handling of the investigation into Charlie Kirk's murder, among other things.
Karen Kaifa reports from Washington.
I'm not going anywhere. If you want to criticize my 16 years of service, please bring it on.
FBI Director Kash Patel on Capitol Hill Tuesday responding to Democratic criticism of his leadership.
You've gutted the Bureau of Institutional Knowledge and Expertise.
And his handling of the investigation into the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk.
He's not up to the job. I mean, he's putting himself first.
Some Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee making the case that Patel is getting the job done.
The drama around the investigation, I'm okay with what happened, and we have the man in custody.
But the panel's top Democrat, Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois, slammed Patel for an early and incorrect social media claim that a suspect was in custody for Kirk's murder, which Patel later walked back.
You violated one of the basics of effective law enforcement. At critical stages of an investigation, shut up and let the professionals do their job.
Patel defending his tenure.
I pledge myself to commit to full transparency, oversight, and accountability so we could restore the public's trust in the FBI. That's exactly what I've done.
President Donald Trump Tuesday expressing confidence in Patel's handling of the Kirk investigation.
Take a look at what he did with respect to this horrible person that he just captured. He did it in 2 days. It took other similar cases 4 days, 5 days.
Patel said his agency received more than 11,000 tips in the first 24 hours after Kirk's shooting. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
President Trump says he's bringing a $15 billion lawsuit against the New York Times. The president is alleging defamation and libel and accusing the outlet of being a, quote, virtual mouthpiece for the Democratic Party. He threatened last week to sue the Times after it published articles related to a sexually suggestive note and drawing that was given to Jeffrey Epstein for his 50th birthday in 2003 and appears to have been signed by Trump. Trump and his aides have denied that he was involved in the creation of that note.
And President Donald Trump is also turning his sights to Memphis, signing an executive memorandum to create a task force to reduce crime there. The president saying the task force would be similar to the stepped-up law enforcement effort he deployed in Washington, D.C. That included sending thousands of National Guard troops to the nation's capital. The Shelby County Democratic Party held a press conference on Monday.
We must stand up and fight for our city, fight for our values, fight for this community that we love. And a militarized occupation of our city is not a resolution to the problems that we have. What we need is poverty eradication, not military occupation.
The president on Monday saying he's planning for similar action in Chicago next.
Giving you a live look tonight from our Indian Wells Golf Resort camera. Got some changes in the forecast, including the possibility for rain. Jerry Steffen's going to bring us the details when we come right back. Don't go anywhere.
They say dogs are a man's best friend, but at NBC Palm Springs, we're a dog's best choice for news. Apologies to our competitors, but even your dogs know who leads the pack in news.
Night after night, discover the unique stories that set our valley apart. Together, we're going to find inspiration and foster connections that strengthen the fabric of our community.
Babies are experts at paying attention to only what is genuinely fascinating, and we couldn't agree more.
Welcome back. Here's a live look. Our Walter Clark Highway 111 camera. A few clouds out there, more on the way this week. Let's check in with Jerry Steffen for our 7-day forecast.
Well, yesterday we had a high of 101, pretty close to normal. 102 is where we should be this time of year, and even cooler weather on the way as clouds begin to move into the area later this week. Nothing on radar yet. That'll change later this week. As far as overnight lows tonight, low to middle 80s in the Coachella Valley under mostly clear skies. 79, 29 Palms, 75 tonight at Cabazon. Now, we're watching Mario, a tropical storm which is beginning to fall apart as it makes its way to the northwest, but over the next few days, some of that moisture will be pulled up into Southern California, elevating our chance of rain for the Coachella Valley. As far as tomorrow, most of the rain stays down to the south. We'll begin to see clouds build in the area near normal numbers Wednesday, 100 to 104. But the ensemble forecast is late in the day. We could see some sprinkles over the mountains. I think it'll hold off till Thursday. 99 degrees on Wednesday afternoon for high in Palm Springs, 102 at Palm Desert, 90s around the San Gorgonio Pass and High Desert. Thursday, that'll be our wet day for much of Southern California and the Southwest as a low-pressure center and a high-pressure center begin to pull up that moisture into Southern California. Tropical moisture will lead to showers, clouds, and even a mountain thunderstorm in the area, so warm and humid for us in the Coachella Valley. Now, the ensemble forecast for Thursday into Friday says a total of up to maybe 1/3 of an inch in the Coachella Valley, way more in the mountains, 0.8 inch, a total possibility around the Santa Rosa Mountains, and even up to an inch inch at the San Bernardino Mountains. A little closer look at the Coachella Valley. Looks like the best shot of rain will happen Thursday morning and afternoon. Could see maybe up to 0.5 of an inch according to the NOAA forecast, and up to 0.3 of an inch during that same time period for the southeast end of the valley around Indio. Still a chance of a few on and off light showers Friday. That tapers off Friday night into Saturday. As far as temps Thursday, below normal numbers because of the clouds and the rain. Lots of middle 90s for highs. As far as winds, not really an issue. Could get a little gusty in the wind-prone areas as that storm approaches on Wednesday, but light winds throughout the Coachella Valley later in the week. And we'll see the surface moisture levels move up too. I mean, with that storm system moving through the area, Thursday and Friday, dew points will be in the 60s. Comfort Air 70 forecast. So tomorrow, clouds will begin to build throughout the day. 99 degrees the high for Wednesday for Palm Springs. Thursday, clouds will thicken. Rain will begin to move into Southern California. Even mountain thunderstorms a possibility. A few light showers Friday. Will clear out Saturday.
The NBC Palm Springs Sports Desk with Tim O'Brien. Brought to you by Agua Caliente Casinos.
Well, it's no secret the desert produces some of the world's best fighters, and one local athlete training in Indio uses the lessons learned here in the valley when he enters the octagon. Our Caitlin Kelly has more.
This flawless combination by Larian Douglas sent Cam Teague to the mat on Dana White's Contender Series, ultimately punching his own ticket to the UFC.
What do I say? What do I say about your fight? Incredible knockout.
But moments like this aren't built in the cage. They're forged long before the bright lights and the walk to the octagon.
Me and my team, we've been through all this strategic part of the fight through whole camp. So we spent almost like 3 months doing that. So it was just a thing that we trained for.
But a knockout of this magnitude doesn't happen by chance. Douglas earned it. Training with the best in the business, boxing masters Joel and Antonio Diaz, and UFC legend Cub Swanson.
I spoke to him before the fight. I called him and I told him, Douglas, believe on the right hand. Before his last fight in camp, he would come in and we would work on a lot of things. And one of the main things was his right hand, because here in the gym, he hurt some of my boxers with his right hand. With the right hand. Yeah, he would hit him and he would put him down.
And that right hand was so epic, it didn't just end the fight, it made SportsCenter's top 10 plays, landing at number 1.
And then when I was walking, and one of my friends was like pointing to the TV, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. ESPN put me like a highlight. That's pretty nice, yeah. And then my friend was like, no, you didn't get it. That's called Sports Center. It's like the big thing in America.
Unbelievable. Come on over here. Welcome to the UFC.
Well, what makes that even better is he's from Brazil, so he had no idea about ESPN's top 10. Now, Douglas hoping to make his first UFC appearance before December, while aiming to earn a spot in the historic July 4th card, which will take place at the White House. That'll do it in sports. I'm Tim O'Brien.
In some entertainment news this evening, if you are in New York City this fall, you need to pivot and head over to Times Square. New chance for Friends fans to hang out just like Joey, Phoebe, and the gang. The Central Perk Coffee House is coming to New York's Times Square. It's the second real-life version of the iconic sitcom spot after the popular Boston location. Set to open this fall, the new Central Perk will be a contemporary take on the hotspot, but with authentic touches like the big orange sofa.
The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival for 2026 lineup was just announced last night. Headliners include Sabrina Carpenter, Justin Bieber, and Karol G. Karol G continues to break records as one of Latin music's most powerful figures, be the first Latina to headline Coachella's Sunday stage. The festival is next April. The first weekend, it's the 10th through the 12th. The second is the 17th through the 19th. Passes go on sale this Friday.
Legendary actor and director Robert Redford has died. His publicist said that Redford passed away in his home at Sundance in the mountains of Utah, the place that he loved, surrounded by those he loved. No cause of death was given. Redford was known for his starring roles in Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All the President's Men. He also directed award-winning films such as Ordinary People and A River Runs Through It. Robert Redford was 89 years old.
Before we go, as you know, the Firebirds are gearing up for their 4th season on the ice, and what we really care about, of course, the action, but the food at the arena, the media gathering today at the Sweet Level Acrisure Arena to see what's cooking ahead of the opening night on October 10th. Tim, I know you were there. Which one was your favorite?
Yeah, well, I dropped the ball because I went to lunch before I went to this event. So, but the sliders, the hot de fuego hot dog and the fries, they're making it more sport friendly, more economically friendly. So there's a lot of good things coming, a lot of food. We'll hear from Executive Chef Juan Hurtado coming up at 6. They did a good job of fitting the menu for the Valley.
Making me hungry.
Yeah.
Not the only one. Back at 6. We'll see you then.